the thing is that, the AD search is still in progress. And, from everything I've heard, Chris Roberts would prefer to have an AD in place before he hires a new head coach, before he makes a decision on Bryan Harsin. That being said, how much can you resist your hand sort of being forced if they go out there and they lose by 4 touchdowns at Ole Miss? This is a series. You look back, Auburn's won 18 of the last 22 in this series. They're 9-2 at home, and they're 9-2 in Oxford. This has been a very, very successful series for Auburn, and even on some of Ole Miss's best seasons. You look last year, if Ole Miss hadn't lost this game to Auburn, they're in the hunt. They only had one other loss in the regular season. It was to Alabama. They would have been in the hunt for the 4 seed in the college football playoff, and Auburn was able to beat them at home in Jordan-Hare Stadium on the day before Halloween. And so, I think this is a game Auburn fans are not used to having this sort of feeling going into Oxford, this sort of desperation feeling, and we'll see how that plays out for both sides in terms of motivations. But I would be inclined to think that you look at the context of it. If it's a pretty big loss and the bye week coming up gives you some time to kind of get things settled, you don't have to say, well, everybody, the coach, tell your players that your coach was just fired. Now who's ready to get ready, for the next game? You kind of give them that week off to prepare and kind of get their minds right. So, common sense, I think it would make a lot of sense if they lose this game badly. But at the same time, we've heard more and more the past couple of weeks that, Chris Roberts and the rest of that administration, they want to be patient with this because, number one, they want to make sure they get the right AD in place. And then after that, they want to, obviously they move on from Bryan Harsin. They want to give that AD time to figure out who he wants his next coach to be. So I would say maybe 50-50. I would think that number would be higher if you talked to me a couple of weeks ago. But again, more and more we've been hearing that they want to be more patient than maybe we initially thought.